Hi and welcome to my Cancer new moon video. This Cancer new moon is together with Ceres, but before I come to the astrology, I will first have a look into my cards. And my cards are fulfillment, Sedna, Cernunnos, Perchta and health. And I would say the theme of this new moon is about what is your true power, and that maybe your true power is beyond your traditions, all the traditions where you come from, all the things you feel is about yourself, but in the end might be something you inherited, that is actually a heritage that you carry from other generations, from your grandparents, your grand-grandparents. The moon in astrology is about our feelings, our heart, and as the highest expression, the moon in the astrology is the expression of our soul, what we came here to be in this life, what is reflected from the eternal aspect of us in this world. But the moon is also connected to the traditions, and the moon in Cancer has also to do with being connected to traditions where we come from, to the family where we come from, to feelings that we think are ours, but in the end are just inherited from generations before us. Lilith is the one that is in mythology is so courageous that she even fights with God and refuses to obey him because she has to stand in her sovereignty. And this means that Lilith stands for the blamed feminine aspect that says, I am sovereign, and because I am sovereign, I don't need to inherit what doesn't feel right to me. I don't need to limit my power, to limit myself. There is a danger in that we become entitled and that we mix power issues with being sovereign. And power issues, what is also in this chart with Pluto squaring Mars, is not what Lilith stands for. And being a sovereign, to remain in that picture where Lilith refused to obey to God, is that in the next moment it might be that she will obey to God. It is not about being stubborn. It is not about hanging on to, and this is also what the cards are saying, Perchta, letting go. Ceres, being able to let go of everything that limits you in your view of life. But it's not so much a mental thing, it is how you feel safe and how you feel what is you, what are your true feelings, and that maybe, I don't know, a grief that you feel for a long time and you think, well, this is just me. Maybe it is not, maybe it is something you inherited from other generations. To question that, and how do you question that? This new moon is not an invitation for a mental process, and it is also not so much an invitation to discuss things with others so much. This is more a process of feeling, and you come in touch with your feelings through movement, through your body, and you come in touch with your feelings through meditation and through stillness, through this letting go and coming into the body and letting go, and coming into the body and inviting the soul, coming into the body, inviting the soul. This new moon is really an invitation, and this new moon is also, in a way, I would say, maybe a preparation for this heated summer that will come. And if the astrology is right, this summer will not only be heated in temperature, but it will also be heated that there will be a lot of themes around entitlement and rage and conflict. Mars, Uranus, North Node, squaring Saturn, squaring the Sun in Leo. And what I said before, Lilith is not about entitlement. Lilith is not about power themes that I have to suppress you or myself, or that I have to cling on to certain beliefs and convictions. Lilith is about the sovereign that is free and that is able to stand up against any limitations. And this is sometimes a very lonely path, but if we are courageous to take that lonely path, fulfillment, we will be rewarded with better relationships, with a more fruitful life, because every tradition that is too fixed, or every belief that is too fixed, or if we too much identify with our emotions, then we become stuck. And being stuck is always something that is very unhealthy. So this new moon is an invitation to be fluent like water, and to know that like the ocean, on the surface it can be very turbulent, but underneath it is still, and there is something that is holding us. But what is holding us is not what our tradition tells us. It is not what our family tells us. It is what is holding us is this new moon is talking about I can enjoy my family, I can enjoy my tradition without mixing myself and my tradition, myself and my family, myself and my emotions. I am more than my family, I am more than my traditions, I am more than my feelings. And in allowing to being more fluent, in allowing to not so much identifying with that, I actually find more peace and more tolerance and more sovereignty. This new moon is also conjunct Sirius, so it is about a higher will that wants to come through us, a higher will from our soul, the power of our soul that wants to be expressed in this world. But it cannot be expressed if we hold on to too much what we experienced even ourselves to be. And this new moon is first and foremost an invitation for us in ourselves, how we experience life, and that maybe how we experienced life before is no longer true, and that the highest truth is that this perspective should be able to constantly change. And this is about what is also in my cards, this underworld journey that is like in the old days where the people believed that the sun was going into an underworld journey and that it rises, that the underworld journey is not so negative, that it is part of life to come into the stillness and to let go of how I perceive myself and my life to be, so that I can really be born anew every day and experience my life anew every day, even though I feel part of my tradition, I feel part of my family, but being courageous enough to be newborn in that every day. And first and foremost, newborn in our own convictions and in our own feelings. We are not what we feel we are more. And I would say this is the main message of this Cancer new moon. And as I said, it is an invitation to come into this balance of this stance of inviting and letting go, inviting and letting go, and not too much identifying with what we think is right, what makes us feel safe, because we come into, as I said, a very heated and challenging summer. So the more we are able to be in the power of our soul, the more we will be able to deal with those challenges that are awaiting us, and the more we will be able to transform those challenges into rewards. So I hope this was helpful to you. Till next time, namaste.